know me, my name is Mayela Milagros, but you can call me Mayela. I hope you're having a good day. In today's video, I want to talk about like meditation and just like kind of like a little practical guide on meditation. All of these videos that I'm doing, I definitely want to get more in depth on them. So if you feel like, you know, you haven't gotten enough content or enough wisdom that was shared to you, well, you know, don't be afraid, drop some questions. I would love to read them out so I can, you know, create better content for you guys and things that you guys would want to know more about or are interested in. However, it's always important to start with the basics, which is the reason why I'm doing these first videos. And in today's topic again is meditation. So what is meditation? In simple terms, meditation is being in a state of not doing. What I mean by that is you're not focused on being on your phone, you're not focused on reading a book, you're not focused on doing the dishes, you're not focused on doing anything, you're just focused on your breath, which is the most basic thing that we do as human beings. It's breathing, it's taking a breath in and a breath out. That is the science. That is meditation. Well, that's not really the science. The science, you know, it's your diaphragm, and then you like have your belly that goes up, and then you have like oxygen, and you know what I mean. And the reason why you feel like, you know, you're so overwhelmed all the time is because you're always doing things. You're always keeping not only yourself busy, but your mind busy. And once you start keeping your mind busy, think of it in terms of like wearing glasses. Like you're wearing glasses, like your mind is busy. So right now your mind is these glasses that are, you know, like the windshield of your car. I'm making a lot of analogies, I'm so sorry. But you know, at least like you're getting a picture. But the windshield of your car, you know, when it's like, it's not a nice day and it's kind of getting like all dirty, well, that's it, you know. It's like you need to wipe those glasses that you have in order to add clarity to your situation, in order to add just a sense of, you know, like feeling like yourself again, because your mind is so cluttered and so overwhelmed that you need that time to just not do anything. And the reason why we're so afraid of sitting down and meditating and actually not doing anything is because we are so used to doing that. We're so used to keeping ourselves busy that doing something that's different from that is kind of telling you like you're going outside of your comfort zone. And as a human being, your survival mode is gonna be triggered because that's not something you're used to, that's not something you're comfortable with, that's just something outside of what you know, and that's it. That's the reason why you're not doing it in the first place. But once you know that, maybe you've already been listening and you've already been meditating in the past because you're actively listening. For instance, right now, if you're listening to what I'm saying, to every word that I'm saying, and you're not busy texting someone and you're not busy doing a million of other things on the side, or not busy doing anything at all on the side, and you're purely listening to every word that I'm saying, to everything that I'm sharing with you, well, that means in a way you're meditating because you're not doing anything and you're just listening. So in order for you to actively listen to what I have to say, then your mind has to be clear because you need to be registering that information and it's all coming in so you can make your own conclusions. So it is as simple as that. It's to focus on your breath. So for those of you who ask me, you know, like about meditation, about like 10-15 minute meditations. So for me, what I found like has helped the most is to meditate first thing in the morning, because when you think about it, your day, it's gonna look like the intention that you put yourself in the morning. So if you begin your day and you're in a rush and you're all over the place and you're doing a bunch of different things, I'm sure you're gonna notice that your day's kind of gonna be following that trend. You know, your day's it's gonna look like messy all over the place. You're kind of like running for everything, and I'm sure you've had different kinds of days, so you can very well differentiate a day that was a good day from a day that was a bad day, right? So imagine if you start your day with intention, if the first thing you do in the morning, and for me, the moment I feel the most overwhelmed and I have all these stories popping up in my head is as soon as I wake up. You know, I might seem like I'm super chill right now, like I'm super relaxed, and I am, but this morning I woke up and I had all these things going through my mind, preparing all these videos and what I'm gonna say and this and that. Like, it happens to everybody. Like, guys, this is normal. Like, you're not alone. Like, we're all in this together. So first thing in the morning, I personally find it's the best way to the best time to meditate, at least like a first meditation. I personally meditate from like 20 to 30 minutes. However, imagine if you start implementing meditating 5 to 10 minutes in the morning, already there you've added something that was not there before. So you don't have to be doing 30 minutes if that's not the kind of time you have in the morning. As long as you start teaching yourself the art of just like not being so focused on doing a million things at the same time, and put what's that called, a timer for like 5 minutes, and for 5 minutes just focus on your breath. For 5 minutes, close your eyes and just like feel what it feels like to be human, to breathe, to be in your most natural state, which is like this physical body, and just like, taking in oxygen. Like, and it's crazy because we tend to make, as humans, we tend to make things so complicated. Like meditation, I can't meditate, or I can't do this because of whatever reason or assumption you have towards meditation. But truly, it's only a tool. It's really just a tool for you to get closer to your truest self, for you to be confident so that you can live the life of your dreams, for you to, to feel like you have control over your emotions. And for me, it has greatly helped on that, because the moment I started to, I started meditating for half an hour, daily, and I felt that change, like, okay, like, I was overwhelmed and I had all these stories in my head prior to meditating. Now I just finished meditating and I'm all calm and serene. So it's like, clearly I'm able to do this. I mean, there's two types of meditation. So there's either a guided meditation or there's a silent meditation. So guided meditation, that's great if you're a beginner, if you're someone that has no idea what they're doing, because you're going to be guided through the meditation. So there's going to be someone who's going to be telling you, like the breath work that you have to do, maybe like an affirmation to think about. Listen, there are thousands upon thousands of different meditations you can do. You can do meditations on the chakra system. You can do meditations on self-love, on stress, on whatever you think you want to meditate on. There is for sure a meditation made for that. So like I was saying, doing a guided meditation is going to be very beneficial for you when you start. For me, I honestly tried both. Like, I wasn't doing like a balance of them. I was literally like just doing guided meditations. I found these meditations on like abundance, which I loved. It was like law of attraction. And again, when you do something consistently, it has way more power. So the lady was saying, I think it was like to do it for 8 weeks. It's been a while, so I don't know if I'm mistaken, but it was like a certain amount of weeks that I was like repeating the same meditation, so it was getting stronger and stronger and stronger. And it was like a bunch of affirmations that she kept repeating, and it's like, the more you believe, what is being said, the more you're pretty much into alignment with yourself and who you are as a spiritual being in this human body. So the type, first of all, I'm going to talk about like the silent meditation. So the silent meditation, pretty much, it's kind of like just putting a timer. So you have a specific amount of time where you're kind of like doing the work on your own, and you're using like that time to meditate. However, in meditation apps, the nice thing about the silent meditation is you can have sounds, and I love me some sounds, because the sound just kind of gets you getting in tune, like there's sounds there. It's kind of music without words. So I can make a whole video about like music, but music is pretty much different frequencies. So I'm not sure if you've heard about like different types of waves, like beta wave, alpha wave. So different sounds that you can hear can help you, emit different frequencies. So there's so many interesting stuff when it comes to like meditation and sounds and all that kind of thing. But if you're interested, there's 2 apps that you can download. There's one, do I have it here? Yeah, so it's called Headspace. Perfect. So Headspace, I would say it's more for beginners because they have a lot of like little you know, like it's more the how to. It's like it's explaining to you like what the guided meditation would be. Like they really have little videos explaining to you how it works and the breath work, and really like they go to basics, you know, they really try explaining it in the best way possible on top of having their meditations. The one I personally really like, it's called Insight Timer. I'll show you what it looks like. Perfect. Okay. So these two apps, they're absolutely free, so you can download them, and you know, it's such a great tool. It's like even if you don't use it daily at first, I remember there was a point where, because on Insight Timer there's like a daily like strike, kind of like Snapchat, you know, when you like, let's say you're meditating for 12 days in a row, like it calculates the consecutive days, and I was getting to the point where it's like, you know, I was reaching like 40 days and like 60 days and all that kind of stuff, but like reality is not like that, you know. In reality, sometimes let's say I would go on a trip and I forgot my charger, therefore like my phone died at some point in time and I lost my strike, you know. And it was just coming to the point where it was like not realistic to like be following, like be like, okay, like I'm meditating on the app every single day, because at the end of the day, like as long as like you're meditating, as long as like you're being first of all, I mean, not first of all, because at this point, like I've already talked for a while, but as long as you're aware, like this state of meditation, of non-doing, is everything is to get to a point of awareness of yourself, of your body, of being mindful of who you are as a person, of the things that you're doing, of your emotions, of everything that's going inside of you and how it's affecting the outside of you. So how I kind of want to like summarize everything, because I know I was a little bit all over the place and I'm sorry. You know, I just want you to realize like this doesn't have to be hard. You don't have to tell yourself like, okay, I'm gonna meditate every day, okay? Like just focus on doing a first meditation. Focus on, you know, like focusing on your breath for 5 minutes, you know, and being aware of your body, of the sensations within your body. Like that's truly the goal of it. And I received a question that I thought it was really, really interesting. It's the question is, would you rather travel for 5 years after 40 years of work, or travel for 1 year every 15 years of work? And my answer would be the second one. It would be travel for 1 year for every 15 years of work. And I think it relates so beautifully to the whole like meditation idea, because I believe that everything in life is balance, okay? So I don't see the point of getting 40 years of work where you're just like, you know, working so hard and overwhelming yourself to then have that end goal for like 5 years. For me, like life is a journey. Life is making the most out of every day. So I would rather work for 15 years, do some meaningful work, some impact, things that I love doing, and then have a year to completely enjoy and, you know, kind of, it's like a cycle, you know. It's like you enjoy whatever fruits of like your hard work, and then you restart again into a new cycle. And it's kind of like that's the whole point of meditation, is to be aware that we are human beings that are ever evolving, that we are human beings that are growing all the time, that we are human beings that right now, like I meditate every day, but 5 years from now I might have completely different experiences that make me feel a way that I need to find a new approach towards meditation, towards understanding myself and the gifts that I have and the powers that I can bring to the world. So I hope that, you know, this information at least gave you some type of basis. If, you know, you were kind of confused about the whole meditation topic, that it brought it to a more realistic sense and more relatable, you know, like for you to just go in today, try a little meditation, maybe download the apps. As long as you make the decision, take the first step, you know, download the apps, do a 5-minute meditation, do a 2-minute meditation, whatever you want, but be open to the idea. I feel like it's such a great tool and it can help you achieve so many of the things that you want to achieve in this lifetime. So on that note, I wish you a great day. Next week, I'll be talking about about numerology, so stay tuned for that. And yeah, on that note, I hope that you have an amazing rest of the week, and I wish you a lovely day. Bye, loves.